is a very popular sport enjoyed by millions across the world. Although it's very popular and highly enjoyed, it also causes a lot of frustration and is one of the most difficult sports that is played, and that is known by a lot of people. One of the reasons why it's so difficult is because of putting. And the difference between the good players and the bad, or what separates the good from the bad, is putting. Usually the good players are good because of how good of their putting is, and usually the bad players are bad because of their putting. This just shows how important putting is to the golf and how well you are going to do. And there are many techniques to golf, but I'm going to show you a couple tips and give you a couple tips on how to putt, and for beginners and for average to better players. Starting off with the club and its parts. The first part that you hold is called the grip. This is the only thing that you are connected to in the club. The next thing is the head. This is the part that hits the ball. And the thing connecting the two is called the shaft. Now on the head, the part that hits the ball, there's two different types. There is a smaller type, which is called a blade type putter, or a bigger one, like this, which is called a mallet. Again, that's personal preference on which you want to pick. And again, also, the grip is also interchangeable. There's different types of grips and different types of shafts that'll suit your interests. Now on to how to putt. First of all, the grip. According to Dave Peltz from Golf Magazine, he talks about using the lifeline in your hands for an optimal putting grip. Doing this, you must hold your right hand first in with your lifeline, and then again with your other hand, not too far apart compared to the other clubs that you use, so they have to be a lot closer together. But the reason why, as Dave Peltz says, using a lifeline is it means a lot less wrist movement, which will eventually help for a lot better putting, a lot more consistent putting, which we will get into later. The next part is the setup. When putting, you should be about 1.5 feet away from the ball at setup. Again, this is pretty average, pretty normal. And your feet should be about shoulder width apart. And finally, one of the most important things is from Dave Stockton in Golf Digest magazine, which an article called How to Putt Like the Pros. You must have your eyes looking directly over the ball, so that if you drop the ball from your eyes, it will hit the ball directly underneath you. Again, this is to promote a more consistent putting, and that's going to help you in the long run. The next part is the stroke. You will always be looking for a smooth, comfortable, in-sequence stroke, and that's what you need to be. And it also needs to be consistent, and you need to be able to repeat it constantly. So instead of your arms or your wrists moving, which is common for a lot of average players, you need to have more of your shoulders moving, so that it's a lot more consistent, because when you move your wrists, it's not going to be the same thing every time, but when you just move your shoulders, it's a lot easier to control. And then the next thing is that you need to go the same distance back as you go through. This again is going to promote a more consistent thing, which is a common theme throughout this whole putting video, is a more consistent putting stroke, which is often thought of as perfect putting stroke is one that you can repeat constantly over time. And that's going to lead to make more putts and to have a better golf game. Now that you have your stroke, you should be able to take it to the golf course. And but the next part is the situational putting. You need to learn how to read greens, which is one of the big parts on why people miss. You must have a perfect distance and perfect direction in order to make a putt. If you have direction and distance, if you have perfect direction and perfect distance, then you'll make the putt. But if one of those is off, then you will miss the putt. In order to read the greens, you need to look at the way the slope is moving. That's the way the ball is going to go. To paint a picture for you, if you were to take a bucket of water and dump it out, you need to look at which way the water will flow and that is the way that the ball will go, if you look at it that way. And now that you have these different tips on how to putt, you should be able to lower your scores in golf and to be a much better golfer.